Hi, this is Dorothy Smith. I'm a Close to My Heart independent consultant, and today I'm going to do the first two projects from the Hawthorn Scrapbook workshop. So, I am more than ready for fall. We are having this crazy 90 to 100 degree weather in Texas, and I am so ready for fall. So I'm putting myself in the fall mood here. And I really like this project. There's some nice angles that you cut the papers in, and instead of doing a whole lot of Cricut cutting or die cutting, we have 4 pages of die cut sheets. So they're die cut and you just punch them out. So it makes, I will say it makes it fairly simple, except that some of the leaves are small, and the punch outs to open the leaves up are tedious. So you're going to see later on a place where I really speed up because, oh my gosh, it took me a long time to punch out those little leaves. Okay, so you're getting an idea of what the papers look like. We've got a beautiful plaid and some nice greens in there, and a lot of craft. That corrugated cardboard look is amazing. I mean, every time I touch it, I'm thinking it's going to be bumpy, and it's not. It's totally flat. And then this angle is totally cool. I don't know that you can appreciate it, but it looks like leather. And this is going to get folded over to kind of cover up a cut edge on one of the cut pieces. So I'll end up distressing that. I really like that plaid. It just, reminds me of wearing kilts in my day. Plaid skirts, we'd wear a kilt and all different plaids, and that was nice with knee socks. It was really cute. Anyway, I digress. So these are the angles that some of the papers are cut in. So what I did, now this one is one of the easier angles to cut. So you go from 3/4 of an inch on the right hand side of the paper down to 4 inches on the left side. Yeah, left side of the paper. And I should have turned the angle, I should have turned the whole cutting board towards me. I didn't do a great job of the cutting, but you know what? That's the piece that gets covered over with that leather look paper. So I'm not too worried about it. It wasn't a perfect cut. So there we go. And it didn't cut all the way through. Had I turned the angle so I could have gotten a better cut, it would have cut all the way through. And I used our cutting mat and layout mat from Close to My Heart. So it's a self-healing mat for 12 by 12 paper. So it makes laying out easier and cutting easier. Anyway, look at that corrugated paper. I mean, does it not look bumpy? Anyway, I'm going to take the leather look paper, and it just fits right over that piece of paper that I cut, the plaid paper that I cut. So I'm going to go ahead and put Tombow on it, but before that, they suggest that you distress the edges in toffee to kind of give it an old leather look. And it does look much better with the edges distressed. I just used a sponge with the toffee ink to just do a real quick distress of the edges. My toffee ink, because I wasn't prepared for that. Sorry about that. So that's how I get my steps in, ladies, by forgetting so much that I end up putting a lot of steps on just to pick up for my forgetness. Okay, there we go. Forgetfulness. So now I've got my toffee ink, and I'm just going to start distressing away. And there's, I've said this before, distressing is just kind of a very relaxing kind of thing to do. It's mindless, and you're doing something and you can see the results right away, and it's a very pleasing type activity. So we don't get to distress enough anymore. We're mostly using clean edges now. I think I'm going to put my Tombow along the under flap. There's the leather paper actually has a score mark on it, so you can see exactly where to make that fold. So it makes it very handy and very easy to do. And then the whole plaid and leather goes on top of this, the green chevron, which it almost looks like a tweed, kind of, looks like a wool tweed. So anyway, it looks real nice. I think that was a really cool kind of layout. I like the effect of the layout. So this is a one-page layout, which I do like. And the second project that I have on this video is also a one-page layout. So I do like the one-page layouts personally. So this is pretty simple, except for those die-cut leaves that you fill in. Now the little teardrops in various colors go behind the leaves, so they're the backing for the leaf, and all the little hexagons, those are all die cuts off of the punch out pages. So it really makes putting the layout together fast and easy, with having so many things that are they're cut for you. You just punch them out. And so it makes putting a more detailed layout together, it makes it much faster. So I like the detail that we're doing in this new catalog. I like the more detailed look of the pages, without it complicating things to the point that you may get frustrated. And so one of the hexagons came off of the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and you just cut it in half. And then until I find the place to put the second half, it'll be stuck on my finger. So I can always find it. And see, you just put these hexagons together with a little bit of space in between. I really like the look of that. I love this deep, I don't know, what is it? Might be eggplant. But what a rich color that is. And so there's the second half of the hexagon. So it's real simple to just kind of find, what you need for these, the next piece that you need. So when I made my cuts of paper first. That's the first thing I did. And then after I punched out all of the die cut sheets, I went through the instructions and specifically put which pieces go with which layout. So it made the going much faster. And I got a little note in my kit that said that some of the projects were marked incorrectly, which I didn't even notice because I just automatically went through and figured out what pieces needed to go with what page. So I made things a little bit easier on myself that way. Look at all those cute stickers. I love that car. might have to use that car someplace, but probably on some of my leftover pieces, because you always have some leftover pieces from these kits. And now this is the other embellishment that you get, is a 6x12, and this is a thick cardstock. No, it's not cardstock. It's thicker than cardstock. I always forget the name of it. Anyway, it's a nice thick dimensional craft color with the kind of a charcoal ink. Anyway, I really like this. It's just perfect for fall, and it makes for, it makes titling of these pages so much easier than cutting everything out on Cricut. So I kind of like that. And I'm gonna pop up the title with my foam tape and just kind of put it here and there, kind of remembering where there's going to be an overlap of the title over the part of the picture. So I'm going to try to remember to not put a piece of tape there so I can scooch the picture underneath it. So yeah, I didn't do such a good job on that. Anyway, I think I may have added some more backing onto the prints onto the stickum to kind of be able to make it so it's free for pictures to go under. Anyway, there we go. And what a nice title, Fall is in the Air. So I'm really liking this layout. So I'm going to punch out some more of the leaves, and that cute little wheelbarrow and rake is going to go on my last layout. So I'm going to do all of the layouts, but I've made 3 different videos, so you don't have an extraordinarily long video for all the layouts. So this is project 1 and 2, which is 1 page for project 1 and 1 page for project 2. And then project 3 is a 2-pager, project 4 is a 2-pager. So that's going to be 3 different videos. Anyway, this is one of the leaves that I remembered to punch out. The other cluster of leaves I forgot to punch out before I got to videoing. So I do like that white kind of skeleton of the leaf, and then the teardrop just goes on the back. So I put some Tombow on the skeleton, and then you get the teardrop on the back, and look what a cute leaf that makes, right? I really like that. So here I am starting to punch out some of the leaves, and when I tell you it's tedious, I really mean it's tedious. So I might add some music right here. So I'll be back on the other side. Okay, I'm back. So I've got all the little teeny pieces punched out on that little cluster of leaves, and now I'm just going to put the little teardrops in place, and I'm trying to remember where to put all of them. So I'm just going to figure out where they all go, and we'll have a pretty little cluster of colorful leaves that will fill in that gap between the craft and charcoal leaves. So like I said, all of the teardrops were in the die cut sheets, so it makes, you know, putting the color on the leaves pretty easy. So I just have to remember where everything goes. I'm gonna flip it over and put a little tombow along the little veins of the leaves, and then place the teardrops facing down to make the nice cluster. So you'll see how pretty that looks. So I kind of wish, I think that this, if we had a thin cut of this, it would have been a little bit easier. I think weeding would have been easier for this, but you know, maybe not. Sometimes the weeding on the thin cuts can be tedious. I mean, weeding on anything cricket is tedious. So you know what, I should stop complaining and just kind of think of it as, you know, a detail work that just kind of lets you appreciate a boring type activity that comes out looking nice in the end. So you just have to be careful when you're picking it up, because some of the pieces are thin, the stems are thin, but look at how pretty that looks. Okay, so that was worth it, because it really came out looking nice, and it really, look at how it brightens up that corner. So very, very pretty. So I'm going to put that one in place and then just kind of build around that. Here we go. And I'm just generally following the guidelines for the from the instructions. So everything that we have on these layouts is all in beautifully done instructions. So, you know, if you feel like you can't do this, I promise you, you can do it. And so here's a sticker for that beautiful leaf that has the distressed look. So, I mean, it's just, you know, that's very simple to, you know, put stickers on. You all can do that. So there we go. And then I'm just adding some tombow to the back of the craft leaves. And then I'll put my little orange leaf, kind of a persimmon color. It's probably paprika, or that's one of our new colors. And just stacking the leaves, look at how it brightens up that corner. I mean, it's just beautiful. The colors, I mean, I have to say, close to my heart, can take colors and coordinate and blend them so they're just beautiful together. So you don't even really, when you're looking at the plaid, do you really notice that there's that kind of gold rush color in the plaid? But you know, when you see this with that big maple leaf, the gold rush maple leaf, it's like, okay, well, there you see it in the plaid. And so it's just picks up the hints of all the colors and just makes a beautifully coordinated, whoops, there's a leaf, layout for you. And you don't have to think about the color. I mean, that's what I like about it. It's like, if you thought this layout up, can you imagine? I mean, it would have taken me days to come out, and I would probably never have come up with it to begin with. But I mean, it's just so beautiful. I just really appreciate how, all the color coordination that takes place. So I don't have to, I'm not artistically talented when it comes to pulling colors together. I mean, I can sort of do it, but not at this level. And so I really appreciate people that can do this. And then I have one more leaf that I've got to take out all those little bitty remains. So that was the hardest part about this whole thing, honestly, is taking out those little bits and pieces from the leaf skeleton, is what I'm calling it. And I didn't have really a good tool to do it. The scissor is not a good idea. Probably using the piercing tool might be better, obviously, than grabbing a scissor in your hands. So you may want to try what works better for you. I would start off with the piercing tool and see if that can help. So I'm going to put another teardrop, but I don't know where the teardrop is. There it is, down at the bottom. Okay. And actually, that looked like, that's kind of actually a craft type color, but the white even brightens that color up. So, I mean, very cool, right? Oh, look. I'm going to be wondering where that C is that is off to the left of that layout mat. I have not found that C yet. It disappeared someplace along the way. Oh my goodness, but there it is. Okay, and these little, those are die cuts, those little arrows. And what else goes on here? Oh my gosh, where's my C? Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm putting some little hexagons that go into the existing hexagons. So there we go. And those came off of the, did it come off the sticker or did it come off the, I think it came off the sticker. Gosh, I love this layout. Okay. Okay, I'm just getting rid of all the little pieces, and now I'm going to put the second project together. Maybe I can figure out as we go through this where that C ended up. That I couldn't find it. Oh, help me, Mama. Okay, so this is the other side of the Gold Rush paper, and I love it. I love it. I love those hexagons in all the different colors that go with this paper. And then there's, I mean, this sticker is so cool. It looks like a piece of ripped, a cardboard box that you would have ripped apart. I mean, how cool is that? I really like that one. And this frame is, and look at the little detail of the cardboard coming off of the frame. This was also in the die cuts. And I have to tell you, you have to be careful with the die cuts because I kind of ripped one of the letters, and that has yet to be found. So I may have to make do or just pretend it didn't happen. That could be what I'll do. Anyway, you just want to be careful with these letters. So now this is a back to school kind of layout. So it's a one-page layout also with great colors. So there comes your Gold Rush. That's going to go under the frames. And so what I'm going to do is flip the frame over and put the Gold Rush pieces onto the back of the frame. So I just get my scrap cardstock over here and just start putting the Tombow on. And so the Gold Rush makes a nice kind of neutralish type background for pictures that would come from a first day of school. So I'm just going to place, you know, all the appropriate boxes where they belong. So there's like maybe a 4x4 and a 3. Ah! I saw the C! Oh my gosh, now I know where it is. Woohoo! Okay, I'm gonna have to go look at the back of my cardstock, my junk cardstock, and find that C. I'm so excited. I did this whole thing, and until I'm making the video and doing the overdubbing, I would have never have found that C. Okay, I'm excited now. So I was driving myself crazy. Okay, so under the back two is going to be this kind of eggplant color backing. And so that's going to make the back two stick out a whole lot. So what I need to do is just kind of place the frame down so that it is in place. And then see how that popped? Is that fun? Okay, and then we've got these little hexagons to go next to the pictures, and that just, you're carrying the hexagons over to the other side. You're kind of balancing them out, and they just get tucked under the little frames. And so here comes school, back to school. And I am going to be wondering where the heck the C is. So the question is, what do you do? Do you put it down or do you not put it down? Okay, so this instruction, now this, let me think. I think that came off of one of the die cut sheets also. And so they said to distress it in toffee, which I've done, and then I'm going to pop that right into the frame. So that's my little journaling box. And then there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 sticker that's going to go on top of the journaling box. Guess what I'm doing? I'm looking for that C. It's nowhere to be found, right, Dorothy? Oh, you know, what can you say? You can see this is me in action. You know, it's something got lost someplace and I have no idea where it is. So these are the wooden embellishments that come with this Hawthorn kit. So you get a set of 12 by 12 stickers. You get a 6 by 12 thick cardstock craft embellishments that have dimension to them. And you also get these wooden elements that are very dimensional, and they even have little punch outs, and those are super easy to do. And here comes, so I put the wooden elements on with my liquid glass. Now I did these pages one day, and then the next day I did the next pages. Well, guess what I didn't do? I didn't put the pen in the liquid glass, and as a result my applicator there got clogged up, so I couldn't use it on the subsequent layouts. So don't do like me and just forget to put the pen back in the applicator, because now I'm going to have to dig the liquid glass out of that little narrow applicator. But when the applicator works and it just puts out a very thin stream, it's very controllable, and I love it. But I wasn't too smart there. So there's little tiny stars and the little hexagons, and one of the arrows that comes off of the cardstock sheet, the craft cardstock. It's not cardstock. What is it called? You know the name of it. Okay, and this sticker comes off so you can put the date for the school starting, or a day at school. It doesn't have to be the start. Oh, so this didn't come off the sticker. This came off the craft color. And so they suggest that you also, now that's totally optional, distressing, but they suggest that you do that, so it gives kind of an aged look. So, and it looks nice. I like the way it looks. So I'm just trying to figure out whether I should go ahead and put school. I'm going to go ahead and put school on the layout, because I'm optimistic that I'll find that C. And so now I know exactly where to go to put that C on that on that layout. So I'm just leaving space for it. So I'm going to put the OOL, and then I will be finished with the Project 1 and Project 2 of Hawthorn. And so you can watch these if a project at a time. And so there, I tried to make it so it's not too long. So here we go. You just shove some of this stuff out of the way. I try to start off neat with my work, and then it becomes sloppy. So anyway, there's my 2 pages, the 2 Project 1 on the right and Project 2 on the left, from the first projects of Hawthorn. So there's the back to shul, and fall is in the air. Thank you for watching. Hey, it's tough to be me. Bye, ladies.